Hi, I'm Sandra Burris with Keller Willams Realty. Today we're going to talk about what is probate and why does it even matter. Stay tuned. What is probate? Probate is a proceeding by law pertaining to the estate of a person that has passed away. Now, the first time I meet with somebody about listing their house and one of the owners has passed away, the first question I ask is, have you talked to an attorney? Now, why do I ask that? I want to make sure that anything that needs to be done to allow this person to sell the property has already been done. Now, if they haven't met with an attorney, I first ask them if there was a will. Secondly, I ask how long it's been since the person passed away, because in Texas, you can probate a will up to 4 years from the person's passing. And there's a reason that those are important questions. If you have a will in Texas, you have up to 4 years to probate the will. Now, probate means prove up. It means you go in front of the judge and they look at the will and they decide if everything is in order with it, and then the will is probated. There are actually two ways to die in Texas, intestate or testate. Now, testate means you die with a will. Intestate means there is no will. And one of the things that I found interesting is that if a will is not probated, it's just a piece of paper. It does not matter at all. Now, when you sell a property, title is going to want to know some things, and this is why probate is important. They want to know, first of all, who all has rights to that property. They want to know who has the ability to sell it, and also who gets the property. So all of those questions need to be answered, and title will not let the property close until these questions are answered, because title insurance is the thing that guarantees that the new buyer has a clear title to that property. So all of these things are very important. Another thing that I found really interesting in this class that I took about probate are there are two types of wills in Texas. They have the attested will, which is the regular will where you go meet with an attorney, they draft up the documents, and then everything has to be signed and witnessed. So signed by you and any party to the will, you and your spouse or you alone, and it must be witnessed by at least 2 people 14 years of age or older. Isn't that amazing? A 14-year-old can witness a will. Now, the second type of will is a holographic will. This is really interesting. In Texas, you can handwrite a will, and the entire will must be handwritten by you. Then you sign it, and no witnesses are required. It can be written on anything, including a napkin. This I found super interesting. The other thing that's interesting is it isn't required that the will be dated. It is customary for a will to be dated on the same page as the signature, however. Now, because Texas is one of 9 remaining community property states, it is very important that we know how the ownership of the property stands. Properties in Texas are classified 2 different ways: separate property and community property. Separate property is any property that you purchased prior to a marriage. It is property that comes to you after marriage by either a gift or an inheritance, or property that's purchased in completely separate funds. Those are separate properties. Community property is basically everything else. That all dictates how the ownership is set up on a property if there is no will. So, as you can see, it is an extremely complicated process to sift through all of these items. So it's very important for you to have a will so that your wishes are honored upon your death. I hope this information was helpful to you. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And also share this with somebody if you think this is helpful in a situation that they're in. Thanks so much and have a great day.